Me and Sam are back at it again, drafting cards and dueling hard, but this time it's Generation Next. Each week we'll open 4 of each core GX pack and add a single card from each to our collections. Then build decks and throw down. The loser gets to ban 1 card, but the winner takes 1 step closer to 10 wins and becoming GX champion. Join us as we try to build the 3 or 4 good decks available in this series, Yu-Gi-Oh! Generation Draft GX. I really should have crashed the Garroths. That might cost me.
I mean, we'll see what the face down is.
Oh, come on.
I have to hit these because they could be Raikou. If the face down, if the back row is Karma Cup, then it didn't matter.
Yeah, I've got nothing. So welcome back to another episode of Generation Draft GX. This is going to be the grand final because both me and Sam are 9 wins apiece. So whoever wins this is going to be the GX champion. Last week we did lose the mirror match against Sam's Lightsworn deck, but we're not doing a side set this week, so we're just going to fire on in and open our main sets. So, pack number 1, let's see what we get. Not the greatest start, but we'll take a Midshield Gardener. Pack number 3, Cyber Dragon Ultimate Rare. That's very funny. Unfortunately not super useful for us as it is banned, but I guess we'll take Poison Drawfrog. Alright, Shadow of Infinity. Let's see if there's anything useful from here. Pack number 1. Treebond Frog we already have a place of, so that's not going to be super useful to us. Pack number 2, another Treebond Frog. Again, still not very useful for us, I guess I'll take an Ancient Gear. Pack number 4, another Treebond Frog. This really wants us to have Treebond Frogs. I guess we'll take Hero Kid. Right, Power of the Duelist. Is there anything good in here? Pack number 1. Chimera Tech is very funny. I guess we'll take that. I don't think we can really use it. Pack number 3. Well, these are very funny. We get Grand Mole and Grand Mole, so... or Grand Neos. I guess we'll take an Electric Virus here. See what we can find. Pack number 1. Desert Twister is funny. It's not necessarily very good, but we'll take it. Pack number 2. There is a 3rd Lightning Golem. I mean, we'll take it. I don't know if we need it. Pack number 3. There's a 4th Lightning Golem. I mean, we don't really want anything else in here, so we're going to take it because it's funny. Right, Light of Destruction. Can we find anything good out here? I guess Judgment Dragon would be the main thing we're looking for. Pack number 1. Well, there's Simorg. Not super useful to us, but I guess we'll take it. Pack number 2. Judgment Dragon. Final week, just as we've banned Lumina. Is that worth bringing? Oh, that is so weird. That is so weird. We missed the chance at Dark Arm Dragon. But JD is very strong. It's very easily countered as well, though, is the problem. And it does mean we'd have to play the Light Swans again. I mean, we have to take it. It's whether or not we bring it. And then final pack. Let's see if we can get it. 2nd Judgment Dragon. Let's go. Unfortunately not. Okay, well, I guess we can take Realm of Light here. I think we only have 2 of this. So this is a weird opening. We kind of went dry for most of it, and then right at the end we got the JD. So again, I don't know if JD's worth bringing. If we mill this card with our other Lightsworn cards, it just doesn't do anything, right? We have no way to get it back to our hand, is what I'm saying. There is no cards, I think, we have available that will let us put this back directly from our graveyard into our hand. We don't have access to Monster Reincarnation, which makes this a bit of a liability. But it's cool that we pulled it. Again, I'm not sure if we're going to play it, but it's cool that we have it. I guess we'll fire into deck build and see what we can come up with. So this is the deck we're bringing to today's game. This is very similar to a deck we brought the week before last. This is basically kind of the hero engine mixed with the Lone Fire Plant engine and then good stuff. So we have our heroes in Clayman, we have Sparkman, we have Neos Alias, we have Stratos, and we have the 3 Equal. Our plan is to use our Future Fusion, dump some of our monsters into the graveyard, and then use Dark Cooling to summon out the Lightning Golem, which is one of the best boss monsters we have access to. Our backup plan is to Lone Fire Blossom into Gigaplant, which is just a good 2400 beta. This deck should very consistently be able to just summon 2400 attack monsters, and then fall back on 1900 attack monsters, which is really, really strong. being able to find Stratos by basically having 4 copies of it, because emergency call searches it. Stratos can then search into a Neos alias or one of our other pieces if we have the other one in graveyard and we already have access to the Dark Calling, is very, very strong. We are main decking the 3DD Crow because this is a really good tool to interfere with anything that revolves around the graveyard, and most of the decks that we've been playing have been using that. If Sam is on a not particularly graveyard reliant deck, we will just side these out and replace them with like 1900 beaters. So we also have the Dragon's Mirror because again we are on a lot of Gemini monsters and we can summon out our super ally beast Raptinus as a 2200 attack monster, which is still very, very strong. Finally, for our traps, Shield Spear, Security Orb, Karma Cut, these are all pretty generic, they're all very, very strong. And then Birthright, which is really, really good because it can not only bring back our normal monsters, but it also brings back our Gemini monsters, and being able to bring back Gigaplant from the graveyard is very, very good. The side deck, we basically have Super Poly in case Sam also decides to bring some Gemini monsters. We have Puppet Plant in case he brings 6 Sam or some other warrior type strategy. We have the Chthonian Blast, which is just a good generic card. If we feel like we need more trap cards, we'll just side this in. And then we have Pulling the Rug and Black Horn of Heaven in case he decides to run back like Battery Men or something. But yeah, we're feeling reasonably confident. This should be very consistent. It's very, very strong. We won the last time we brought this deck, and it was pretty convincing with that time as well. So let's fire on in and see what Sam's got for us. So, Sam, are you feeling nervous about the grand final?
Not really. I think I'm glad that this time I brought it to 9-9. I feel like I was always playing catch up in DM and never really like challenged your lead. Whereas this time, you know, a lot better showing, played some really fun decks.
Yeah, I mean, that's all you can really hope for, right? At the end of the day.
Yeah.
I just finished editing you summoning Rainbow Dragon, and I think in retrospect, it wasn't as bad as it felt. Like watching it back, but at the time, oh man, I was demoralized. We were in a bad place. But I'm not too nervous about this because even if I lose here, I feel like, well, I've won DM, you've won GX, and then we have a tiebreaker next time, right?
Yeah.
Whereas if I win here, I get to be like, well, I'm 2 up. I'm doing all right. I've got this nice big blocker in the way, I guess.
It is what it is, but I think the start of GX was a bit. I mean, the start of anything's going to be a bit poor because you've just not got enough. Right,
yeah,
anything.
Yeah. You're playing with scraps, but that's also where a lot of the fun comes in because we were using really strange cards. Like Cybernetic Magician was my standout card from week 1, which is a card that I've not brought since because it is crap. But it's funny to use that card. I remember when I was a kid, I was trying to work out how to break it, and the best I could come up with was like combine it with Injection Fairy Lily to make a 5,000 attacker, which is still not very good, realistically.
Or like Scapegoat.
Yeah, get a 2,000 token, which is, you know, fine, I guess.
Yeah.
But it's nice to be able to use cards like that. And then as the weeks go on and on, we start filtering out a lot of the completely useless stuff, and it becomes a lot more kind of streamlined.
Yes.
So we spoke a little bit about our pools previously, and if I recall, you said you got some very good cards this week.
Yeah. I don't want to give it away, but yeah, I got some good cards. I've had this deck in the back pocket for a while, and this week I was like, oh baby, it's still not perfect. Oh yeah, don't get me wrong.
I'm trying to like think what it could be. Like Darkworld ain't coming out, right? Aliens, I don't think it's gonna do much here. Volcanics, Cyberdarks. Just the Dark deck with like Dark Armed Dragon. That's even really like a whole deck on its own. Like it's hard to like think of a whole archetype that we haven't brought yet. 'Cause some of them are just like Venom, right? That's just a bit ass for the most part. Like you can kind of make it work depending on what you've got. My pools, I got one card that was very interesting, but it's very dubious, and I'll explain that to you at the end of this, I think.
Okay.
So shall we fire it in to the grand finals and see what happens? Oh, okay. I feel like I've lost the last couple of rock paper scissors. So this is boding well.
I'll bring this up now because you finally went scissors. For the longest time, you always went paper.
The thing is, what I tend to do is I rotate through just when I play any games. So against you, I'll do like rock, and then against Greg, I'll do paper, and then when I play in a tournament game, I'll do scissors. I just kind of rotate like that a lot of the time. So it's ending up on that a lot of the time, I feel.
Yeah, there was like 4 weeks in a row, and I'm just sending scissors. He always goes paper, and I think I won like 4 or 5 in a row.
Yeah, in so the other Yu-Gi-Oh simulator, I can't remember what it's called, but in that it has an auto rock paper scissors function, and I love that so much because then I just don't have to worry about it. I'm just like tick that, go. Yeah, I will go second. I want that draw.
What a surprise!
Okay, T-set pass. I think we're going to do this. I'm going to set, pass. Similar to you.
Okay. Ooh. Oh, this could be very good or very bad. Oh,
Birthright.
Okay. Okay. We're gonna activate Colosseum, Cage of the Gladiator Beasts.
Okay. Really not happy about this.
Well, I've only got one here. I really wish I had a second one to tag in as well.
Oh, I'm sure you do.
Well, if I could have done 2 tags here, I'd have been sitting very pretty.
I mean, 1 tag is still not bad.
No, it's not. Alexander out.
Okay.
So he is unaffected by spell cards.
Right. The problem is this gets screwed up by so much, but I don't think I get a say in this. I'm going to tribute to summon out Gigaplant.
Okay.
We're going to attack.
We will karma cut this.
Yeah.
We're low on cards, so we're going to get rid of disarm.
Then we pass.
Ooh.
Well, you've opened very well, and I've opened very poorly.
This is the thing, like, I'm in the commanding position, and it is on you to do something to change the game.
Yeah, but the thing to remember is that I opened 2 garnets that I did not want in my opening hand.
Yeah. Whereas I'm sat here like, man, if I could just draw a monster, like.
Well, I mean, right now I can't out this now.
Yeah, and I can't punish your bad position. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but all that's doing is like letting me not die, rather than like helping me out at all.
Bring out Laquari.
Okay.
Trying to get these. This is what I mean. If I was doing 2 tags a turn, this game might just be over. But we'll see what you got.
Normal summon Stratos.
Yep.
I guess I'll take Sparky. Pass.
Okay, I think. Let's see what your next turn is. Ooh, okay. There we go.
Mate, when I said I'd opened really badly, I meant it.
Yeah, it looks from here. It looks like you've either got a lot of monsters, or you've got tribute monsters, or I don't know. But we've drawn another Glad Beast.
Well, on the plus side, I got nothing for you to pop, I guess.
So goes into this guy. So get a token, then I get Battle Manica. And this one tags out. I'll go Dimakari here.
Okay.
We'll end.
Alright. Right, we'll start with Future Fusion.
Alright, we'll counter with MST.
Okay, that's good.
Okay.
Next, we'll drop Dark Calling. Summon out the boy. We use his effect. Get rid of this.
Yeah.
We will then normal summon Lone Fire Blossom.
Jesus, yeah.
I wouldn't get your hopes up too high. Oh, why does that work with that?
Oh, yeah, just special summoned from deck.
Oh, that's catastrophic. Alright, battle phase. We will just attack over this. Pass.
Should have played the Battle Manica. But I think that's twice. Early on in the series, I was like, I don't want a Battle Manica because I don't want to commit too much to the board.
Well, I'm going to tribute for Gigaplant.
Yeah.
We'll swing him. Yeah, so yeah, I opened double Gigaplant.
Yeah, I thought you might have.
And we'll pass.
Okay, I mean... We drew a monster, which has kind of been my crux from running away with this game. Take 200. Back in the deck. Marmalade comes out. Manica, this. Marmalade.
We will DD Crow your Manica.
Ooh. The main DD Crow.
Mm-hmm. Hmm. And we have to just go straight battle here.
Okay.
Not what we want. Then I think I will just normal summon and pass.
Okay. Oh, wow. I just can't draw monsters, so...
Oh man! I looked at my opening hand and I was like, this isn't going to last long.
Well, that's the thing. I was like, okay, I'm in a good position, and then I just couldn't push it. And then you had like almost 3 turns to draw your way out.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly what it was. I feel like I bricked so hard, and then you counter-bricked, which was the only thing. And I also think if I didn't have the DD Crow for the Battle Manica there, I was also just fucked.
Yeah.
So I needed like and when I drew for turn and it wasn't a monster that could out a 1000 defense Murmelo, I was like, this was my chance, and now it's all gonna go away. But we managed to take game 1. Fingers crossed. Game 2 is because that I don't know if I would call that a good game, right? Both of us kind of bricked, but it was very tense.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll see what happens in game 2 and 3. I think that's as much siding as I can do.
I'm going to go first.
Okay.
We'll set box.
This feels kind of gross, but I think I don't want you to have that as much as I'd love to hold it. Oh, okay, that was good then. Right, let's summon out Lone Fire here.
Okay.
Because I know you're on Hoplamus, so I want to summon something that can out a Hoplamus. We'll go battle, and we'll swing. Oh, okay.
But okay, we're gonna do this.
Hmm. Okay. Main 2. We will set 2 back row. Pass.
The new addition that we pulled this week, that's set in stone.
Ah, okay, okay. I see you. Do you want to know something kind of funny?
Yeah.
I've had 3 test tiger since week 6 or 7, I think.
Wow. We're gonna summon the other one.
That is a thing.
I was meant to do something else there.
Right, we'll take the 3, the 16, I guess.
Okay, main 2. Quarry. Hoplo.
Okay.
And just worried that you've got 2 back row there, and I'm like, it didn't do anything there.
They're just my back row boys. Just my little back row boys. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
What am I doing with this hand though, bro? This is one of the hands of all time.
I mean, out in Gigaplant turn 1 was already like, well, if he has anything here, I think I lose. Gigaplant is not. Just 2400, man.
Yeah, looking at your 2400 butt, like, how do I get over that easily now?
Exactly.
We will set and pass.
Okay.
I don't really want to be setting, but I don't really get a choice.
Well, we'll summon Dimakari.
Okay.
We'll attack with the Laquari. In case it was the Clayman. Well, at least you know I can't go double Bestiari and absolutely ruin your life.
Yeah, it's the one good thing I've got going for me right now. Okay, so unaffected by spells.
He is unaffected by spells. I really wanted to get him with the Hoplamus, but I was like, he is like the, okay, if things go to shit, you still not kind of need to worry about him.
Yeah. Oh, right, I think we have to use this.
Okay.
I need to thin the deck out. So we'll take Stratos.
Okay.
Alright, we will summon the Stratos.
Okay.
We use Stratos effect.
Get the search. Get the Sparkman slightly.
We're going to take Alias.
Okay.
We'll go battle. I will declare an attack on Laquari.
Okay. I'll see what's going on.
We're going to boost ourselves. Cull the numbers down a little bit.
Yeah.
Then we'll pass.
Okay. Well, that set card has been there for a while. Okay, we're proving ground now.
Okay.
Take a Dimakari. Just in case, because I don't know what's going to happen. This is more of a preventative. If you do somehow deal with Alexander with your back row, Dimakari can swap. This is going to get Darius.
Okay.
Gonna bring back Quarry.
Mm-hmm.
And this is gonna resummon the Alexander.
Yeah, I thought Alexander was coming back out.
And then we're gonna set one boss.
Let's just fire something at them.
Okay.
Okay, so we know what the card in hand is. Okay. Well... Normal alias.
Yeah.
Swing. Pass.
Okay. I think it's fine to do this.
Owie. And owie.
Main 2. So... this guy goes back for a Darius.
Mm-hmm.
Brings back Darius. This guy goes for this. That adds me a battle manica. And we're going to make this guy.
Okay.
And then we're going to battle manica Darius, because we've been in these situations before where we don't, and we get run over, and then we've lost all tempo.
Alright, set, ass.
Okay. It's a monster. Alright, we will attack with this guy. Is this guy piercing, or is this...
Well, we will stop him either way. There's the
Okay.
Gigaplant also stuck in the hand again.
There's the Gigaplant, yeah. Is this a 2k butt? Oh, it's
No.
not.
No, I just drew like shit all game, man. I keep drawing into all of my bricks. Like I had the Gigaplant and 2 vanilla elemental heroes, and I'm just like, I can't play if I don't have cards that I could use.
Yeah.
It's weird as well because this is very similar to a deck I brought previously, and it worked like a dream. And I feel like I removed some of the bricks from it, and now it's bricking harder. So I guess fingers crossed it just sorts itself out and I get like a decent go in the last game. We'll have to see what happens. Right. I still think taking an extra card is worth it. Oh, why have you got so many back row? What the fuck? That's like the best opening you could hope for. Alright, we'll drop Future Fusion. I have a feeling it's not going to resolve.
Yeah, we've got an MST for it.
This is the problem. I feel like... summon a guy, attempt to attack, you stop it, and then I'm like on such a shit position. Summon Alias. Go battle.
Yeah.
Attack.
And then we got the damage step.
Yeah, this is
Field
what I mean.
Spear.
4 back row plus Gladiator Beast is so gross. I mean, you have nothing to pop, but you're going to go up to like a 21 or a 24 here. I mean, I've got nothing, so... Oh, this is such a strong... I feel like you've opened the nuts here.
Ooh, and no back row for me to worry about.
Yeah, I've opened dog shit all 3 games.
Do we keep that for that? I mean, not got anything.
Man, 3 games in a row that I've just opened... oh, come on. And you rip that off the top? I don't even know what gets me out of this. Especially since you've still got 2 back row. It's disappointing that this is how this series is going to end. It's kind of going out on a whimper, especially after that game 1 was so exciting.
I think this is the issue we've had though, a little bit, is we rarely have, or actually we do, we normally have one game every set where both decks kind of get to do what they do. And then normally the rest of the games is one person getting blown out by the other guy.
Yeah,
it is sad. It is sad. But it seems to be You know, because we're not constructed decks, but we are powerful decks at this point, right?
Yeah. Just, I feel
So
like I
it's-
have nothing useful I could do here.
Because, like, from my perspective, I'm still terrified of you just, you know, the turn 1 Lone Fire Gigaplant ram in, and I'm like...
Yeah, but you've got
Oh, well, I
2400
best-
attacker.
I do now, yes. I don't mean this situation right now, but obviously, like, Shield Spear wouldn't have saved me from a Gigaplant, you know?
I think I have to just set, pass, and then just hope you don't game me next turn.
That's not the draw.
Right, well, we'll go for it.
Ooh, a big security orb there. Is there a point switching out realistically? 21 is the best case scenario for me. So I think we keep. We just end.
Normal summon alias.
Yep.
Attack.
Unfortunately, I've got this card.
Yeah, that's game. GG, buddy.
How much back row are you running?
I'm running 10 trap cards and saw one of them.
I saw the birthright and I was like, okay, so I instantly knew you were on Gemini. And I was like, right, he's gonna have birthright. We got karma cuts. I saw the shield spear and I was like, how has he got room for shield spear?
Like every single game, I opened the bricks. Now, obviously, the deck has 6 bricks, but like opening like 2 of them every game was like so painful. I'm just like, I can't do anything. I was always full of monsters as well, even though I run more spells and traps than monsters. Like I don't think I saw a karma cut during any of those games.
You didn't. The only trap cards you played, Security Orb at the end there. You played 1 Shield Spear in game 2. I MST'd Birthright in game 1.
Yeah.
There's 3 trap cards in total.
I just didn't see them. I kept not seeing my lone fires until after I'd gotten rid of all of the gigaplants. It just like I said, it's disappointing that that's how it ends. Right? It's such a whimper. It would have been so much better if it was like an exciting game for the finals, but I don't know. Just brick 3 games in a row. Do you want to shoot me over your list and we'll have a look?
We got the Test Tiger. You saw the Test Tiger? He actually did so. Again, I played Test Tiger. You had 2 back row, and I was like, this card does nothing. He's just, I'm gonna pop it. He's gonna karma cut. I'm gonna cry.
Oh mate, I wish.
So this is what we were sitting on. We
Alright.
still only 1 Laquari. We never got more than 1 Laquari. Still only 2 Marmelo, but we did pick up the 2nd defensive tack.
Yeah, I mean, like I'm looking at that. There's nothing like special here, is there? It's all just the same.
Oh, it's Glad Beast.
Yeah.
I had all the Glad Beast equipped spells, and I was like, plus 300 attack and defense doesn't really do a lot because I'm over. Shield Spear should do the same in a better scenario because I can do it in your turn. Or 300 just isn't enough. Full stop.
Well, here's my deck. I don't think there's many changes, if any, from the last time I basically brought this. I mean, it's one of those things, right? Like, I never saw the Raikou, we never saw Grave Squirmer, we barely saw any of our traps. We sided in the 2 Chthonian Blasts for the other games, and we just never saw them. Just nothing got going in any of the games. Which is unfortunate as well, because I think this deck is really cool, and I think it's really strong. You just have to not draw the cards in the wrong order, and you have to see some of the, 10% or 25% of your deck that's trap cards. And if you don't, you don't at the end of the day.
Game 2, I was actually sat there with the parry right at the end, like after you'd already done your shield spare stuff, and I had sided in Voltanis. So I was like, man, if he ever plays a trap card, I get a 2800.
Yeah, it would have been nice to see some trap cards. Because that's the other thing. I feel like removal is such a premium. But I feel like I actually have quite a lot still because of the 2 monsters that I got through Raikou and Grey Squirmer. But still, just we don't see it, but it doesn't matter, apparently. I actually did get to see my Future Fusions a decent amount. It's just they never resolved. Which again is that's neither here nor there. Like, I'm not too like bummed out about losing. I would have preferred, I guess, that the third game was a bit more exciting. I guess that's what I kind of am a bit lackluster for. I'm like, just have an exciting game 3, because that's kind of what you're ending on. And just like I said, you opened Gladiator Beast 4 back row into draw another Gladiator Beast, and I'm just sat there like, I can normal summon Neos Alias and pass.
Yeah.
It's so it's kind of the DD Crows in the main was because I feel like almost every deck we're playing is using the graveyard in some regard. Now, ironically, the deck that you're playing actually does not use the graveyard as much, but still uses the graveyard, right?
You managed to get it for the one bloody... Wow, I guess Darius as well.
Yeah.
But
Darius is
Battle
not
Manica is probably the biggest thing for you to DD Crow.
Mm.
I wouldn't actually be surprised if you sided the DD Crows out, to be honest.
So my big pull this week that I didn't bring was Judgment Dragon.
Right after Celestia just got back.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Judgment Dragon, I was like, should I bring this deck? I hated playing the Light Swans. I disliked it so much. It felt like pulling a slot machine and hoping everything went right. And especially in that deck as well, the chances of milling this are so high, and the number of cards I have to get it back into my hand is 0.
Yeah.
So it's like, is it even worth it? It's definitely an odd one. But we finally got to pull one of the big 3. I suppose actually I've pulled 2 of the big 3. Right, unless we can. Depends if we count it as Geysirus as the big Gladiator Beast or Heraclinos. Is that his name, Heraclinos?
It's Geysirus. Heraclinos is like the I've already won, now I'm making sure I've won. Geysirus is the I'm just gonna pull a win out of my ass. God.
Yeah. Then the other 2 is obviously Dad and Judgment Dragon. Now I said, I managed to pull JD in the last episode and didn't use it, and I have the Geysirus I cannot summon because I banned Bestiari.
But no again, the Honest as well.
Yeah, I mean, let's be honest. Those... there's a pun. Pulling the 2 Honests and the 2 Soul Takers was bonkers. Even getting the Raikou and the Grave Squirmer, although they came very, very late. And I don't actually know if they did anything. I think Grave Squirmer popped 1 card 1 time. I don't think I've drawn Raikou.
I think you've Raikou to me 1. But I think it's one of those ones where it's... If you'd have got them early, there'd been potential ban targets.
Yeah.
And if either of us get those cards, they're in every deck. Yeah. Right?
100%.
So I'm kind of glad that they didn't show up too much. Because we already had enough to worry about. But
it's really weird as well. In this very limited format, it felt very much like Karma Cut was so pivotal to winning and losing. I felt like there were some weeks that I lost just because you had found 2 Karma Cuts and I hadn't found one. Or there was a week as well where I think I Karma Cutted you, and then you flipped over Icarus Attack, sacrificed the monster, popped 2 of my stuff, and then you basically like 2 for 4'd me. And that also, on the flip side, caused like so much damage.
Yeah, Karma Cut's been that weird one where I think we both viewed it as a necessity, but maybe our judgments were wrong. But
it's a weird one because without removal, if you take Karma Cut out, now we don't really have removal. Suddenly it just becomes the biggest thing wins.
Chthonian Blast. Yeah.
Because even Chthonian Blast, you could play around it. Shield Spear isn't enough of a buff that you can make a small thing get over a big thing. It's not a brush recklessly, right?
Yeah.
Like, I had the Shield Spear and 1900 attackers staring down your 24, and I was like, this doesn't beat it.
Yeah. Well, it's Gigaplant is the prime example of if there's no Karma Cut, I don't see what stops Gigaplant, you know?
Yeah. I mean, Gigaplant in general is really... I mean, it took me, 18 episodes or 17 to assemble Gigaplants and Lone Fires. I think, again, if I had had the, like, Gigaplant Lone Fire earlier, like 2 and 3, like the setup I was running this week, I would have played it earlier, but I was missing the Lone Fires.
Yeah.
So it's tricky how that works out. But, again, I think game 1 was very tense. It was very close, but it was very pricky. Game 2, again, wasn't too bad. It was, again, still a little bit bricky, but, you know,
Yeah.
okay.
I think
game 3 was the disappointing one, I think.
Yeah, it's one of those things where I didn't see the monsters I'd have liked game 1, but Gladby should be somewhat consistent. Whereas I feel like your deck either absolutely pops off, or it just doesn't draw the right cards at the right time, you know?
Yeah, I feel like opening any E, so 3 copies of E, that's basically 4 copies of Stratos. That gets me into Alias, which is a decent enough little combo on its own. 1900 is a pretty big number. Finding a Future Fusion, again, shouldn't be crazy difficult. And again, that basically sets up the graveyard completely. I can either dump, you know, 2 Geminis, or I can dump the Sparkman Clayman. It's almost always going to be that. Dragon's Mirror and Dark Calling should be live a lot of the time because I'm running basically all cards that work with that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then the rest of it is just like good support cards. So I'm like, I feel like outside of you summoning massive guys, which obviously your deck was doing, this deck should be okay to scrap with most other decks. I feel like 19 is usually a good number. It's just against your deck with 21s and 24s seems to be kind of your average in those games.
Yeah.
But yeah, there we go. That is you are GX champion, which makes us one apiece. I'm DM champion, you are GX champion, and now we'll have to see who becomes 5D's champion. Are you excited for Synchro Summoning?
I am, and I'm excited for how fast we ban Krebons.
Be interesting because we progressed through all of the sets, and when we got to 5Ds, Psychic seemed to be the meta early on. But because we're doing all of 5Ds all at once, rather than starting at the beginning and working our way through, that means we'll have access to Secret Six Samurai, we'll have access to Karakuri, we'll have access to a lot of the power cards from the later end of the set. Almost very similar to this, right? Where the end 3 sets were like the power sets. But in a similar way, the end 3 sets of 5Ds do have very powerful archetypes in them, but a lot of the stronger individual cards actually from the earlier sets, like that very first set, like Generation something, is, or Genesis, Doors Genesis maybe, is the one which has like Stardust Dragon. That's the one that has, I think, Goyo Guardian, has Red Dragon Archfiend. It has like all these really powerful monsters.
Yes.
So we'll have to see what happens with that. I'm very excited. But GG, buddy.
GG. GG.